Hi everyone. So yesterday we started looking at seasonal changes and thinking about the different seasons throughout the year. And we learned that there are 4 seasons throughout the year. So just spend some time now thinking to yourselves, what are the names of the 4 seasons and what seasonal changes can you remember? And what did we discuss yesterday? Fabulous. So our first season of the year that we have learned about is spring. Your turn. Fabulous. And we did this little action, didn't we, in class? We were saying that this here is spring. Okay, so in spring, you can see from this picture that we were saying that things were starting to grow, and we can see that there's lots of blossom that is growing on these trees here. And that new animals are also being born. So it's quite a nice time of the year, celebrating new life. Okay, the next season that we have in the year was summer. Can you say that? Fab. And we were doing this action, weren't we, to help us remember summer. So summer is when it's really, really hot. We might go to the beach. We said we might be wearing shorts and t-shirts. We might need sun cream because the sun is really, really bright and high in the sky, and it's very, very hot in our skin, so we need to keep it protected. And we can see that the plants, such as the leaves on these trees here, are green and everything's growing lots and lots. Then the season after this was autumn. Can you say that? And we did this lovely action for autumn, okay, with the leaves falling off the trees. And we were saying that we might see that the leaves are yellow and orange and brown, and that they're also falling to the floor. So this is when things are starting to die off now, and because the weather is starting to get a bit colder. We also have the last season, which is winter. Your turn. Fabulous. And winter we were doing this action for because we were saying it's really, really cold. Okay, and in winter you need to wrap up warm, wear a nice woolly jumper and a hat and some gloves, and you would see snow on the trees and also on the ground. So well done if you remembered our 4 seasons there. So have a little think now, and we've got these pictures back from yesterday. What did we say that people wore at these different times of year, or what did they need? Okay, so have a little think, look at these pictures. What might people wear, or what might they need at these different times of year? Super. So let's start over here with this picture. So in this picture, I know that it is autumn, and I can tell that because the leaves are starting to fall off the trees and they're changing into those lovely autumnal colours that we've discussed. I know that in autumn, people need to start wearing warmer clothes, not too warm though, because it is still quite mild weather. They definitely need wellies because it's starting to rain, and maybe an umbrella and a raincoat. So those are the start things that people need to wear during autumn. Over in this picture here, I've got spring. Okay, hopefully you identified that one. And what do people need during spring? Well, the weather's quite mild, so you wouldn't necessarily need a coat. You might need a thin jacket potentially. You might need some tools to help you do your gardening, to plant your seeds. Okay, so lots of different things to help things grow, maybe even a watering can. Down here in the corner, we've got summer. So you might have said that in summer, people need sun cream, they need a beach towel, they need some shorts, might need a fan to help cool down. So we discussed, didn't we, in class, that you might, when you go to the beach, get an ice cream to help you cool down, okay? So things that stop you being really, really hot. And in our final season here, we've got winter. So in winter, we were saying it's really cold, so we'd need things that would warm us up, maybe hot chocolate or a hot water bottle, which is what we learned what one of those was the other day. Maybe woolly jumpers, a nice warm hat to keep us warm, and a big thick coat. You might even need some snow boots, okay, so when you're not sliding everywhere, because wellies probably aren't going to be sturdy enough during that season. So let's recap on the 4 seasons then before I set you off on your activity today. So we were saying that we've got spring, then summer, then autumn, then winter. So if I do it with my actions, I can say spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Can you join in with me? So we say spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So let's recap over what sorts of things we may see. So in spring, we know that the plants are beginning to grow. In summer, we would see that there's lots of green leaves and plants that are fully grown around. So we can clearly see here from the start in spring where things are starting to grow and we'd see some blossom on the trees, but now in summer things are in full bloom. In autumn, this is where the colours really start to change and they move away from those lovely green shades and more into those autumnal browns and oranges and reds and yellows, okay? So those lovely colours that we'd see on the leaves. Then in winter, we wouldn't see any leaves on the trees or on the ground really. They'd all be brown and mushy if there was any, because everything has started to die now, so nothing is growing. And the reason I've just recapped through that is that leads nicely onto the little activity I'm going to get you to do today. And it's going to be quite practical and quite creative, so I think you're going to have fun with this one. So I want you to have a go at creating a piece of artwork which represents what the 4 seasons look like. And I've got an example on here for you to have a go at. So it totally depends on what you've got at home. So I want you to think about doing 4 different pictures to show spring, summer, autumn, and winter. This person here has drawn around their hand and they've done it like a tree. So their hand is the trunk of the tree. Here in our picture of spring, I can see all the blossom on the tree. Then we've got summer where the colours are all nice and green, autumn where those reds and browns come in, and then winter where the snow is on the tree. So you might want to have a go at creating that today. You could use your finger to do the paint splodges, or you could use cotton buds if you've got those as well. This person here has created 4 different pictures and they have used a toilet roll and some cotton wool and created similar colours to what we've discussed before. So maybe that's something you could have a go at doing at home. If you haven't got access to any paint, then don't worry, you can have a go at doing it with coloured pencils. Okay, just like this person down here has started to colour in the different seasons. Or if you wanted to be super creative, so I've got this picture here and I'll pop it in the middle. So they've got a paper plate. You could easily do it on a circle or even a rectangle piece of paper. It doesn't really matter on the shape. And just gathered some things that you might find during each of these seasons. So look, in here in spring, we've got things that have started to grow a new life. In summer, they've drawn a picture of the beach and the sea because the sun is shining really brightly and that's what you like to do during that season. In autumn, they've gone outside and collected some leaves. Now remember, we're meant to be staying at home, but if you've got access to a back garden, you could pop out into your back garden for some fresh air and pick up a couple of leaves that you could put here in your autumnal section. And then the last season is winter. So for winter, they have drawn a lovely snowman to show that that is what they can use their snow for during this time of year. So have a little go and see which pictures you can create for me to show all the different changes that happen in the seasons throughout the year. And I can't wait to see what you've come up with. See you tomorrow.